Hi, thank you for joining me as I talk about my research project from this semester. I called it Grasping Attention to Foster Engagement, and I will kind of explain that title throughout the presentation. So, to start out, I really was so excited going into practicum because I'd had so much experience working with kids. And then I found out that I was in the library and I was totally nervous because I've never taught in the library or spent much time in there at all. On the other hand, though, I was excited because it was like a new environment for me and I was able to really get a lot out of this experience. Um, Being in the library, I worked with 5 kindergarten classes, 4 second grade classes, and 3 fourth grade classes. So every day brought new personalities, different challenges, and tons of memorable moments. Um, Besides having all the classes and trying to get to know students' names and personalities, I also had to deal with the mindset that students had that they were in a special and they a lot of the time, I just realized that students would think of the special as a place where they could chat with their peers or be more enabled to fool around because they weren't in their regular classroom. So, being with 12 different classes in a special throughout my placement led me to creating my goal, which was capturing the class's attention to help monitor and improve student behavior. So, I kept data for this goal by having my CT count the amount of times I would capture the class's attention and help them refocus on their work. I also watched both of my videos and went through my field supervisor's feedback to see how much I progressed in completing my goal. In my first observation, I grasped the class's attention 2 times in a 45-minute period, and I definitely could have gotten the attention more than that. And then in my second observation, I got the class's attention 4 times in a 45-minute period, which might not seem like that much of a difference, but throughout practicing my goal and implementing it in the different classes, I realized that the more that I would capture the attention, the less I actually had to because students' engagement was already just at a really high level and they had that respect for me and they knew that they were going to have to listen, whether it was going to be right at the start of class or after I had to pause class and get everyone's attention. So that was kind of my goal and how I collected data and the results that that goal had. And then in my non goal areas, I learned a lot as well. For one, I learned how to run a library. And then I also learned the importance of the librarian in the school, which is something I never really thought of before. But librarians get to watch students grow from kindergarten to fourth or fifth grade, and they get to work with them all throughout. So they're able to really like help on so many different levels, and they support the teachers, and the teachers support them as well. And then I also learned a lot about my students in the short time that I was with them, which is kind of crazy because I was only with them for a fraction of the time that a normal classroom teacher was with them. But it was kind of cool to see that students want to get to know you and they want you to get to know them as well, even if you're just kind of around them for a little bit of the time. So kind of in conclusion, the biggest thing I learned about myself this semester is that flexibility in lessons and management is something I'm really good at. And I may have planned for one thing for like all the fourth grade classes, and it may go really well with one class and just not so well with the other classes. And being able to change things on the spot was something I really excelled at to kind of mold with what the classes needed and still be able to teach them the most important parts of the lesson. Um, and then I also changed a lot as a teacher. I changed a lot by being able to read classes' needs instead of just individual needs. And that's something I'll definitely carry with me into the future because I've always worried about how to differentiate for individual students while still keeping a whole class's attention. And that was something I practiced every single day in the library, just with different methods on each class and then working with individual students throughout as well. So, From here, I'll take this research from this semester and combine it with all my past experiences in the classroom and be able to um, kind of put those two things together and hopefully create and foster a really good classroom environment for my classes in the future. So, thank you for listening in to my research project from the semester, and I hope you enjoyed it.